It's like the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But I get it. He's got to try to do his thing. You know what I mean?
Dana White is livid, and it's easy to see why. Ilia Topuria has reportedly inked a deal outside the UFC. While the promotion scrambles to deal with the fallout, Ilia remains quiet, and Paddy Pimblett keeps nudging for a matchup, keeping the tension boiling.
All you do, you'll do nothing. You'll do nothing, you little fart. Go and sit back down.
Not saying yet to the fight, he's stuck.
The king might be walking away, and Dana White is on the edge. Let's break down what's happening. The contract that shook the UFC. The Machine, a promotion that has survived scandals, lawsuits, and even Conor McGregor's empire building, is suddenly teetering under one man's quiet defiance. Ilia Topuria, undefeated, the European sensation, has spoken less than 10 words since news of the deal broke. But those few words have unleashed a nightmare for Dana White, a precedent he spent 20 years trying to prevent. This isn't about punches, kicks, or grappling. This is the fight before the fight, the psychological chess match, the contract battlefield, where egos clash and careers pivot without a drop of blood being shed. In modern MMA, the first win isn't in the cage. It's in the headlines, the memes, the whispers behind closed doors, and the court of public opinion. Right now, that court is roaring louder than any packed arena. Let's rewind to the boiling point. Dana White walks into a routine media scrum, expecting standard questions and fight announcements. Then comes the loaded question: Paddy Pimblett versus Ilia Topuria. Dana's response is measured but revealing. People are talking because that fight hasn't been made. We're exploring a lot of options. Obviously, the fun fight, fans want to see it, but as of now, no, it hasn't been booked. We're figuring out what's next for Topuria. That isn't just matchmaker talk. That's a fighter asserting leverage. Francis Ngannou understood it. Nate Diaz got it. McGregor mastered it. And now Ilia Topuria, young, undefeated, adored by millions, is playing the same strategic game. But here's the catch. Timing in contract negotiations is everything. Every week that passes without a signed deal fuels the narrative. And Paddy Pimblett is capitalizing on it. He isn't just waiting for opportunity. He's devouring it. He understands the sport, the media, and how to turn a moment into a movement. One clip becomes a rallying cry, and the silence itself becomes ammunition.
Ilia's ever done is talk shit about me, saying I don't deserve to fight him, and after his last fight I get in the cage and he pushes me, think it's happening, and now all's emerging is he's stalling. He's not saying yet to the fight, he's stalling.
That phrase, he's stalling, reverberates across social media like a relentless drumbeat. Stalling trends. Stalling becomes a hashtag. Stalling spawns memes. Stalling turns into belief. The undefeated lion, once seen charging, now appears trapped in his cage. That's Paddy Pimblett's brilliance. He reframed Ilia's silence, not as a calculated business move, but as weakness. And social media ran with that narrative, not Ilia's. This is how perception beats reality. Then Paddy drops the bombshell, the line that pierces pride like a spear.
If I'm not lad, I just want to take an easy fight and beat me down. Step up. As Tyson said, sign the contract, big boy.
There's no counter to that move. No prepared media lines, no PR buffer. If Ilia reacts with anger, Paddy scores. If Ilia signs the contract right away, Paddy scores. If Ilia hesitates, Paddy's win only echoes louder. He pushed Ilia into MMA's most perilous corner, the one where silence reads as fear. Then the analysts circled, like sharks sensing blood. Chael Sonnen, usually the king of chaos, didn't crack jokes or hype the moment. He simply laid it out.
He doesn't say he'll do things and then blink. He will do those things. All right. So Paddy said Ilia's not the same way. Paddy said Ilia's a tough guy and he's brave out in public, but behind closed doors he won't put his name on the...
Chael Sonnen talks to insiders constantly, managers, coaches, UFC back channels. He senses the smoke before anyone even sees the flame. This wasn't idle gossip, it was confirmation. Fight fans don't chase nuance. They chase signals. Sonnen gave them one. Where hesitation exists, vulnerability follows. And vulnerability is like blood in the water. Even fighters started murmuring doubts, imagining Paddy besting Ilia. That's when the aura fades. Ilia Topuria's greatest strength was never just raw power. It was the sense of inevitability. Now that inevitability wavers, here's the truth behind the curtain. Ilia isn't afraid of Paddy Pimblett. He'd face any challenge head-on, barefoot and barefisted if necessary. This isn't fear, it's valuation. Ilia knows his worth. He wants his moment recognized and monetized, champion-level respect far beyond the belt. The kind of treatment reserved for Conor McGregor, Nagano, or Khabib. And honestly, he's earned it. Undefeated, electrifying, representing both Spain and Georgia, charisma, pride, and global market appeal. He's aware of his value. His team is aware, and the UFC certainly knows it. That's why they're cautious. If Ilia becomes the next fighter to test the limits, it shifts the balance of power. A balance the UFC has worked decades to maintain. This public pause isn't weakness. It's Ilia assessing which world he wants to dominate. The UFC kingdom, where fame is instant but loyalty is demanded, or the global marketplace, where champions define their own value. And Paddy Pimblett? He's not the real adversary. He's the spark igniting this power struggle. Look at that press conference, when Paddy and Ilia had to be separated after their heated exchange. And it all becomes clear.
You're a little mongrel.
Shut up.
That's what you are. You're a little mongrel.
Shut up. If not, I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna crash your face right here.
Do it then, you little fart.
You have another question?
Do it. Do it then, you little... What? Do it. Do it. Come on, do something then. Do something, stand up. What'll you do? You'll do nothing. You'll do nothing, you little fart. Go and sit back down.
It got even worse than that.
Sit back down, you little puta.
Everything you
You
talk.
little mushroom.
Hey,
You little chorizo, you Spanish sausage.
But here's the twist. While Ilia negotiates value, Paddy shapes perception. And in today's MMA arena, perception hits harder than punches. Step back for a moment. Every legendary MMA story has this pause, the moment before destiny chooses a favorite. Ronda versus Holm, ego shattered. Conor versus Diaz, legacy reborn. Adesanya versus Strickland, aura undone. Khabib challenging the UFC. David toppling Goliath in a boardroom, not a cage. Now this story joins that lineage. Topuria versus the world. Paddy versus doubt. Dana versus leverage. Here's the raw truth. If Ilia signs now, he regains control. Delay too long, and he risks losing the crowd. And in modern combat sports, the crowd is the real championship. Lose them, and leverage slips. Lose leverage, and money evaporates. Lose money, and power fades. Lose power, and history remembers you only as a footnote. Ilia Topuria isn't risking a fight. He's risking a legacy. So what happens if he truly walks away? He doesn't become a villain. He becomes a disruptor, a renegade in the style of Khabib or McGregor at their peak, undefeated, electrifying, a free agent shaking the foundations of Europe's MMA scene. That move would ignite combat sports history, and it would burn Dana White to the core. No fighter leaves the UFC kingdom unscathed. No one embarrasses the promotion without consequences. Ilia must decide. Defend the throne under the spotlight or build his empire elsewhere. The world is watching. The rivalry hasn't ended, it's paused. The tension hasn't deflated, it's sharpened. Paddy has forged the blade. Social media has stoked the fire. Dana hides his reaction like a wound. And Ilia stands still as millions scrutinize every twitch. This is a moment fighters fear more than face-offs. Silence, expectation, ambiguity. History waiting for a signature. When that contract lands or doesn't, the MMA universe will react like a meteor striking the ocean. Sign now, and Ilia becomes the king who walked into chaos unflinching. Hesitate, and he becomes a champion remembered for hesitation. Walk away, and he may become Europe's most powerful free agent or a ghost of wasted momentum. We watch, we wait, The undefeated phenom who entered the UFC with the swagger of a king flattened legends and left opponents questioning reality is at a crossroads. Ilia Topuria isn't charging forward for glory. He's standing still, silent, stalling. And the world asks the question no champion wants echoing above the roar. Why won't he sign? Why is the man who promised to run through the roster hesitating at the mention of Paddy Pimblett? Why are rumors swirling about outside contract talks, with leagues willing to pay anything for the UFC's rising star? Why is Dana White suddenly careful, almost uneasy, discussing Ilia's next move? When a hunter stops hunting, it's never peace. It's strategy. And that's when this story detonates. This isn't just a stalled fight. It's not just Paddy talking trash. It's power. It's leverage. It's Ilia Topuria holding the UFC in check or being cornered by a fighter too loud and a fanbase too hungry to look away. The walls are closing in. Paddy steps forward after his last win, sweat, adrenaline, intensity radiating. He doesn't just call out Ilia. He shreds him in front of the world. Soft, scared, ducking the fight. Every word landing like a hammer. And then the line hits, the one that sets social media ablaze.
All Ilia's ever done is talk shit about me, saying I'm shit, saying I don't deserve to fight him. And after his last fight, I get in the cage and he pushes me, think it's happening. And now all I'm hearing is he's stalling, he's not saying yet to the fight, he's stalling. If I'm that shit, lad, I just want to take an easy fight and beat me down. Step up. As Tyson said, sign the contract, big.
This wasn't just a call out. This was a challenge to manhood in front of millions. And Paddy didn't pull punches. He didn't build hype. He went for character assassination.
No one would know who Ilia Topuria was if it wasn't for me. He made himself famous off the back of my name. He wouldn't even be a champ now if it wasn't for him jumping on my coattails. He's fake. He's so fake, like half of his followers, but it's been proven half his followers on Instagram are bots. He's the fakest person ever. He's just a McGregor copy.
Meanwhile, Chael Sonnen slips a dagger into the rumor mill, carefully fanning the flames without touching the fight itself. His words aren't predictions, they're confirmations in code. I'm hearing things, he says, tone low, deliberate, things you won't see in press releases or official statements. Ilia's camp is exploring options, real options, and the UFC knows it. The effect is immediate. Social media explodes. Clips of Sonnen's commentary are reposted, layered with dramatic music, AI thumbnails of Ilia looking contemplative, captions screaming the champion for sale. Fans dissect every frame, every pause, every smirk. Analysts speculate, is it leverage, a tactical stall, or a real threat to the UFC empire? And Ilia, he doesn't move, not publicly. Every silence, every withheld answer becomes ammunition. The undefeated lion is now enigmatic, calculating, untouchable in stillness. Paddy Pimblett's calls grow louder in contrast, turning perception into a battlefield. The stakes are higher than any fight in the octagon. This is power, leverage, and legacy colliding. And the world is watching, waiting for the first sign, the first word, the first move that will rewrite the narrative entirely.
Before Islam left the division, and then you've got Ilia that entered the division, and you got Charles, who's ranked #1 in the division.
He's so fake, like half of his followers, but it's been proven half his followers on Instagram are bots. He's the fakest person ever. He's just a McGregor copycat.
All Ilia's ever done is talk shit about me, saying I don't deserve to fight him. And after his last fight, I get in the cage and he pushes me, think it's happening. And now all I'm hearing is he's stalling, he's not saying yet to the fight, he's stalling. If I'm that shit, lad, I just want to take an easy fight and beat me down. Step up. As Tyson said, sign the contract, big boy.